Bienvenidos, soy la Bruja Espinada, and I am here with a very special autumnal equinox reading. So, let's get started. We're now in a new season. We are saying goodbye to fall. Ooh, well, this is lovely. We are saying goodbye to fall, and we are met with the world. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Cups, the Queen of Coin, the Knight of Coin, ooh, the Four of Wands. I hate to see it, but we see the Five of Cups, and we see the Three of Coins, we see the Three of Swords. My goodness, you guys have me super curious. Okay. Now, the Eight of Wands. Well, okay. I guess it's good that this is coming out during the equinox. Okay. Okay. I'm going to stop pulling from the bottom of the deck because it's just a lot of reiteration. It's just a lot of repeat. But we can get the general breakdown of what's going on here. Now, the world. The world has a lot to do with, in this case, it's a lot to do with connection. It's realizing that you are not just something, in the grand scale of things, you are a very minute speck in the universe. However, when you zoom in, you have your very own world about you. You have your personal world, the world that you create with those that are around you, the world that you create within each other's lives. Now, that's just a key reminder. This is your key reminder in this new season. We just had a new moon. We're now entering a new season. Don't think that because, oh, okay, well, it stopped now, I have to wait till the end of the month. It's not like a diet. We're like, oh, I messed up on Tuesday. I guess I gotta wait till Monday comes around. No. This is just that reminder that in the grand scheme of things, there are good things that you really have to take into consideration. Now, you see here that we have two people sharing, two people connecting. And the Six of Cups is just that reminder of good things from the past. I've mentioned this before. It's good to remember the good things. Just don't stay in the past too long. Now, there's a clear indicator that you've been working really hard to secure your bag. We've talked about this before. I think this is why it's just being reiterated. It's just coming back to, hey, that's that reminder. You're working on your bag. This is overall what your goal has been. And it's been a slow process. It's been a slow process to get your resources. But you know what? A knight doesn't just practice and become a knight. To become a good knight, you have to maintain that practice. So you won't reach level of queen overnight. Unless you're super, super lucky and win the lottery. But are you playing the lottery? Are you playing that super lotto? Like, that depends, But don't let that be the only thing that you do to secure your bag. Now, as you're trying to ascertain this, you are meant, or you should be, working on perfecting what it is that you're doing. Don't give it up just because it's not working overnight. Don't give up because it's taken a few weeks for it to get off the ground. Don't give up. This is what this reminder is. And the reminder, the reason why it's there is because the Four of Wands comes. The Four of Wands is about the Four of Wands is a bunch of different things, but this is just reinforcing that there is celebration that's going to be coming. This is a union. This is a collaboration. This is something like, hey, you know, maybe there's someone else that's trying to do something similar and you should enter into a partnership with them. It could be romantic. It could be business. It could be educational. It doesn't matter, but there is a union that's coming in, and this is why it's highlighting the knighthood, the knight of coin. You're learning a lot. It's a slow process, but there is a possibility of celebration of a good union coming through. Now, what's being highlighted from here is the struggle with the resources. The the Five of Coin came out. I don't know why Wands wanted to slip out. The Five of Coin is here. You've been struggling financially. You've been struggling with your resources, and that's understandable. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can't keep focusing on what you lack. You have to start focusing on, I'm not telling you don't worry about what you're going through. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying don't keep 100% of your focus on your lack. The more attention you pay to something, the more energy you're putting into that. Why aren't you putting all your focus on what needs to work? Is it because you're thinking, damn, I really want to take this course. I really want to start putting that knowledge in there. I can't afford it. And that just brings you right back to where you're at, right? It could be a possibility. Now apply this all across the board. This could, in relationship, and this could be like, hey, you know, we've talked about making things work. However, there's always this one thing that it comes back to. Quit putting the emphasis on this and focus on what it is that you can be educating yourself, or what you and your partner can both be educating yourselves on. Because remember, what's being highlighted at this point is a partnership. So if it's because you don't have the financial means, chances are that perhaps if you enter into a partnership with somebody, they'd be willing to finance that for you. Or maybe if you're not reaching out, as I've mentioned a few times before, and the fact that you haven't reached out, someone hasn't been able to give you the resources that you need to continue forward, to go to that next step. Now, reminding you, this is not necessarily about monies, but again, this also could be like partnership. Partnerships could be friendships, brotherhood, sisterhood, you know, parenthood. This has to do with partnership and collaboration. You guys are both learning. You're learning. It doesn't matter how you apply this. It fits. There's something about a partnership that's being highlighted in order for there to be success starting from the ground up. Because this is where you've been. This is where you're trying to get to. Now we have the Three of Swords, which has a lot to do with the feeling of betrayal, it has to do with a lot of pain, sorrow. But if you notice anything, this key individual is cutting off their own wing. Kind of that reminder, remember I told you don't wallow too much in the past, even if memories were good, whatever the case may be. I told you about this in the past before with this. It's like, yes, you may be in lack, but if you reach out, good things can come. Now, here we have the Queen of Swords, which is really interesting that it's following the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a lot of that, I don't want to say self-sabotage, but it's kind of like self-sabotage. If you don't cry for help. How's someone going to help you? You want help, but if no one hears your cry because you're busy trying to live that I'm strong, independent person, I don't need anybody else, that's all well and good, but like, who was that hurting? No one else but you. And then, you know, that's just a self-fulfilling prophecy that I couldn't trust anybody, I had to do it on my own. Well, you also didn't ask for help, which is, I'm pretty torn on that fact because, I mean, I get it, I've been there, but a lot of the times, you know, you can't say like, well, no one ever wants to help me if you've never asked for help. But this is kind of that idea, and it's why it's, I think that's why it's so incorporated into this reading, because, well, yeah, you're making your future, and you've been let down in the past, but I think that's where you need to learn who to ask, because if you're just surrounding yourself with people that aren't good people and you're trying to get the good out of them and they're just proving you wrong, or proving you right rather, that like, well, see, there's no one out there that's good enough to ask, like I have to do everything on my own. Well, why do you keep asking the same type of people? That's where the Queen of Swords comes in. She's a no bullshit individual. The Queen of Swords, I hold near and dear to my heart, because you see, she's no nonsense. She's gone through and she's taken some heads and she's got them on display that she's no one to be fucked with. She cuts straight through the bullshit. You need to start cutting through the bullshit, even your own bullshit. That's why it's paired here. Quit cutting your own wings. You're only harming yourself. Stop being that self-harming. This doesn't mean physically, hopefully it's not, but it's also emotionally, it's also mentally. Quit harming yourself. You're only hurting yourself when you refuse to learn how to ask for help of the right people. Partnership is there ready for you to help sustain you, to help get you out of these difficult times. Now, we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands, the Eight of Wands is essentially just reinforcing what I'm telling you. And how are you going to spin? How are you going to flip the switch on this situation? Are you going to? It's time to cut the bullshit. Look at things for really how they are, because now we have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords, just look at it. It's as if there's been defeat. Now, do you want to be this wolf, or do you want to be someone who put the wolf in this place? Has overcome that dread, has overcome that struggle, has overcome that monster that you've been struggling with this whole entire time. Remember, the Queen of Swords is the conqueror. Now, as we come forward, we have the Nine of Wands, and you see here these individuals are watching, and it doesn't necessarily look like a good situation, and it's not. It's a sign of struggle. Now, we have a lot of swords here. There's a lot of things. Oh, we have a lot of coin, we have a lot of swords, we have some wands now, and we have the cup. We have the cup. Now, what the cup is telling me here is that this is your emotions have put you in a place I don't want to say this has everything to do with your emotions. What I want to say is that a lot of your struggles is because I'm trying to think of the way to say it. When the swords are here, this will take me back to the cups. When the swords are here, sword has to do with air. It has to do a lot with communication. You don't communicate. And when you do communicate, which is what brings us back to this situation, when you do communicate, again, you don't communicate to the right types of individuals. So that's why this is here, this cup that signifies the past, because it brings back this mentality of like, you know, people aren't like how they used to be, or like I haven't been able to trust you know, people since I was like this young, whatever is bringing up this emotion. A lot of the struggles that you're going through, while they may have to do primarily with resources, this also has a lot to do with you not speaking up. That's why the Queen of Swords keeps popping out, because you need to assert yourself to this level. That's, now mind you, and I've pointed this out before when she's come out, that doesn't mean you can go and just like talk down to anybody. That's not just saying like taking that control of like, well, I'm gonna tell everybody everything without filter. No. The Queen of Swords is someone who is practical. She's a sovereign. She hasn't been overthrown. She's, you know, a queen, a sovereign, doesn't just think about themselves. They think, now this is why this is a reminder, they think about their overall community, the people that they rule over, the people that they are leading. They make the top choices. So that means that they take calculated action. There are, we're not going to get into the historical of like, hey, there's been tyrants out there. But think about it. Do you want to be a tyrant, or do you want to be a sovereign that's respected? And those that are respected understand the difference between saying things without a filter and making calculated communications to be understood and heard. Now, a sovereign also knows where to cut ties. This is a no bullshit face. Now, it's time to cut the bullshit. That's why this is coming out. This is already, and this I want to say is the very last reminder you're going to get. Because when it's 9, it then goes to 10, and then we have a brand new cycle of things. You're reinventing. You are a new individual, brand new. This is the Ace of Wands. And it's not, and the Wands is a passion. It has to do with passion. I see everything's on fire, moving forward with that passion. What kind of world do you want to create for yourself? This is a paintbrush. This wand is a paintbrush. What world are you trying to make for yourself? I don't want to continue because what was next, well, wasn't, and I haven't seen anything that was under this card, but we have the Eight of Wands. What are you holding on to that it's time to let go of? What are you focusing on that you need to stop focusing on? This swan right here, and I've mentioned it before, I think it was actually the last seasonal change video that I did, but there's a swan looking down and saying, hey, let's go. This is the way to go. So when birds fly in this motion, they fly like this. It's time to head south for the winter. And they're not trying to leave you behind. It's time. Like, come on. This is this indicator. This is what I'm telling you. This is the last time you're going to get this reading from me. And I hope that's the case, because it's time for something new. It's time for something new. The Tower. The Tower came out again. This old foundation is old. It's useless. You need something new. And it's up to you, because, again, the Two of Swords has come out. You haven't moved forward. You've been inconsistent in act. You say you're going to do it. You're not doing it. For whatever reason, the choice is now. The no bullshit choice is now. Look at this person is really serious about this. Just like the Queen. It's time to make a no bullshit decision. It is time, and now is the time. Because again, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Do you want your fortune? What are you waiting for? And then we have the start of something new. Now, oof. Divine Feminine, what lesson do you have for our watchers? I'm sorry. You guys have me feeling like a mother over here, just nagging you, because I feel like you watch me, but this is coming out over and over again. Something needs to change. And it's not, Oh, okay. So we have the Green Tara, the Buddha of the Enlightened Action, and we have Mary of Nazareth, the Mother of God. Okay, so let's go with the Green Tara, since Green Tara came out first. What does Green Tara have to say? Okay, so I don't want to make this too long, but the Green Tara embodies the emboldened state that overcomes fear and allows us to take action on what we know is right. Tara is a female Buddha in the Vajrayana Buddhist tradition. She is known as the Mother of Liberation because her name is derived from the root to cross. Tara assists all beings in crossing the ocean of suffering to liberation. I don't make this shit up, guys. According to the Tara Tantra, eons ago, Tara incarnated as a king's daughter. She showed such a spiritual excellence and such profound compassion that she impressed a group of monks. They told her that they would pray for her to be reborn a man so that she could reach enlightenment. She responded by enlightening them. She told them that there's no such thing as male and female. The ideas, projections, and expectations of what we superimpose onto the male form and the female form are not real. They are contrived. Form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. Tara vowed then and there before all the monks that she would remain a female Buddha for all lifetimes until all beings were liberated from the illusion that a person's sex determines their ability to become enlightened. Tara has 4 different types of enlightened activity and divine attributes, depicted symbolically through the colors red, white, black, yellow, and green. Green Tara is Tara's embodiment of compassionate action or enlightened action. Her green color signifies vigor and vitality. Her mudra also represents vitality and the purity of our life force, the prana mudra. She is the action we take from a deeply rooted place within our heart. She is the energy that seeks to act in enlightenment with what will free us as we liberate others. When your soul selects her card, Green Tara is the sacred nudge to get moving. to do what it is that your soul compels you to do. Don't sit with the idea or project any longer. Take action on it. Don't think about a friend who keeps coming into your heart. Go bring her a dark chocolate or send her a love letter. Don't wait to express your love to someone you've needed to. Go now. Tell the truth. Let your feet be moved by what has been caged within you. Let your wisdom shift into action. Tara is the message that the time for action is now. There's nothing to wait for and no person you need to become before doing what you've come here to do. Start small. Let your soul lead, not the ego. It's not the grandeur of the gesture or the effort. It's the amount of love something is done with whatever matters. There's so many injustices in the world, so much suffering, excuse me, that it's easy to get stuck in the molasses of hopelessness. The brilliant Burmese diplomat Aung San Suu Kyi says, if you're feeling helpless, help someone. Green Tara is about aligning what moves us to tears with compassionate action. Excuse me, she's the push to do something, anything that might alleviate the suffering of others. In the process of taking action with love and from love, we also liberate ourselves. The soul voice meditation is, what does my soul want me to take action on now? Intention, my soul informs my every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. My friends, I do not make this shit up. So let us move on with Mary of Nazareth. Mary of Nazareth represents the profound spiritual and creative power we all possess. Mary, or Miriam in Hebrew, was a first century Galilean Jewish woman from Nazareth who is one of the most crucial figures in the Christian tradition, having given birth to Jesus Christ. Mary has been venerated since the inception of Christianity and also holds a revered position in Islam. Her many names include Saint Mary, Virgin Mary, Queen of Heaven, Our Lady of the Angels, Our Lady of Good Counsel, Our Lady, Undoer of Knots, she who confirms the truth, and Theotokos, which means God-bearer or Mother of God. The Gospel of Luke relates that when Mary was engaged to Joseph, the archangel Gabriel visited her. Gabriel announced, "What joy! Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God." The angel then said, "The Holy Spirit will descend on you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you, and therefore the child will be called Holy and Son of God." Mary responds, "Let it be with me as you have said." Mary is present throughout her son's ministry, and when he appears at the temple at age 12 and declares that he is the true home, and when he turns water to wine at the wedding of Cana, and when he is crucified, she is said to have remained at his side along with Mary Magdalene. She personifies the steadfast and unconditional love of the archetypal mother. The title Mother of God, or Theotokos, was recognized at the Council of Ephesus in 1431 CE and best encaptures the power of her yes to the angel Gabriel. He hands her a lily in the Annunciation to symbolize the Trinity and to honor the fact that without her yes, the Christian story could not have been unfolded. I've always, when your soul selects her card, I've always imagined that Mary was terrified to hear an angel loudly announcing that she was meant to be the Mother of God. Her surrender to Gabriel's words feels so courageous and too unacknowledged. Mary has no idea what she will have to meet with. What will she be asked for? Or what this love for her son will put her through. But she says yes nonetheless, so that she can be of service to the divine. Mary's acceptance of her role has been in the shadow of the Christian story, uncelebrated because she's seen as so divine. But she was human too. She could have said no. Her courage could have faltered, but she aligned with the light. She heard Gabriel's words, "Be not afraid," and allowed the divine story to work through her life. And she let joy dictate her response. Mary leads us to trust that we can say yes to what feels right. It doesn't have to make sense or work with a timeline the ego has mapped out for us. In the midst of our ordinary everyday lives, we can say yes to the angel who greeted us in the space of our heart and let the energy of joy give birth to the divine through us. So the soul voice meditation. Am I in service to the light within me? The intention, I am blessed. My courage gives birth to the divine. So are you going to choose to be brave or not? Are you going to choose to let go? Are you going to choose to boss up? Or are you going to stay in the past? Are you going to refuse to learn, to become the best that you can be, to accept the new things that are coming to you? Passion, emotion. Don't let yourself get left behind. A reminder, because this is what fell, the Queen of Swords. What is being attracted to our watchers this season? You're awake. So we have inner peace, clearing past, ancient trauma, physical, mental, and spiritual practices. Love your inner child. That's a start. Heart-mind union. Remember, we have a union. We have some type of collaboration here. Harmony of heart, joy and vision, with mind, plan, and action. Faster manifestation, highest vibration. Respond versus react. Very huge with the Queen of Swords. They go hand in hand. Express from a loving place. Old trigger, trauma yields drama. New beneficial thought patterns. A lot to do with the Ace of Cups, new ways of thinking, and inspired thoughts. Alignment brings incredible ideas, new thoughts, new decisions, new immediate action, new reality. New. Cut that old bullshit out. Choose what's going to be best for you. Now, I certainly hope this helps, and I'll see you guys next time.